What is up, you guys? Welcome back to AfterBuzz TV. We are going to be recapping the finale of Season 2 of Revenge Body with Khloe Kardashian, so do not go anywhere. Lots to talk about.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I got no rules, I count them. You guys, this is the song that I work out to. I love this song.
I like the song too.
It is some great lyrics up in here.
You're lifting the weight and you're just like to the beat, you know? Or you're running on the treadmill and you're like getting into it, you know? It's so much fun. But you guys, welcome back to the finale of Season 2 of Revenge Body. This episode is called The Odd Couple and the X Factor.
Yep.
We will be breaking down this episode for you. We'll be talking about Allison and Chad's story as well as Rebecca's story. The two trainers, as you all know on the show, were Latrielle Mitchell and Simone De La Rue. Which we've interviewed both of them, and the link will be down below if you guys want to check out those interviews because they were great. But as always, I'm joined by my lovely panel. We have Rachel Robillard and Howard III.
Hey, y'all.
And I'm Dakota T. Jones. Let's do this, you guys. I'm so excited. Let's talk about Allison and Chad. This was a very interesting story, and they've saved this for the finale. Before I get into it, I want to know what your overall thoughts for their story was.
Well, I mean, I love their story. With the couples, right?
With the couple, yeah.
So with the couples, I mean, I love their story. I wish the female, what was her name?
Allison.
I wish that Allison, she cried a lot.
True.
Which I know is it's a very emotional time. It was just a bit much for me. But other than that, I wish she was able to really tap into those instincts and just figure out like what her problem was with the weight and not being able to lose it. And it was just it was a bit much, but I'm glad her husband was able to, pack on a few pounds there and bulk up. So
yeah,
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for both of them. At least they still came out of this with learning something.
They learned
about
something,
each other.
yeah.
Right. I feel like this season there were a lot of tears, a lot of, people being dramatic and whatnot. I mean, Allison, I just don't understand how she wasn't losing the weight. Like Law said, you're doing all that, the eating. She changed her diet 3 times, she said.
Yes.
Working out. So something wasn't adding up. And as we predicted last week, it was maybe she was pregnant, but she wasn't pregnant. So now it's like, I don't know.
It was interesting. Yeah, I was very confused as to what was going on. And she said in the episode that it was due to a sexually abusive relationship that happened a long time ago. But I'm thinking, like, I don't know how that correlates. Maybe it's just she bottled all that up and, like, she's not able to release the stress to, like, lose the weight. But I'm not sure if that I'm not sure if genetically if that has anything to do with it. I feel like if you're putting in the work, you'll see the results. You'll see the results. And she did see results, which was amazing. She lost weight, which is great. But it just wasn't what Law thought was supposed to, be. In the end, though, Chad ended up gaining 22 pounds, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And he said he has a ways to go, but I loved that they touched on the story of, like, under-eating because it is a real problem in America. Overeating is a problem as well, but a lot of people don't focus on under-eating. And so I was excited they shed a light on that, and I was happy that he gained the weight. And I know he definitely has a way to go still. He's still very skinny, but it's a process, and I'm proud of him. And I think that they both learned something, which was great. But they did get Latrielle Mitchell, which is a trainer to have. Like, she's amazing.
She's great. We had her in last week, and she just picking her head and getting to know all the ins and outs of it's not just working out, but it's what you eat.
Yeah.
And so I really enjoyed having her in studio last week.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And in the end, Law was basically telling Allison, there's not much else I can do for you, so I'm handing you over to experts who are going to help you and try to figure out why you're not losing the weight. And, her and Chad were separated for 3 weeks, and they had to go on their own journeys for the last 3 weeks to see what was going to happen, and, like, they could reunite, which I thought was very sweet when they were out in the pasture, in the meadows or wherever they were. It was very cute. But yeah, I was very interested to see Law kind of hand her over and say, you can still work out with me. I'm still here for you. We saw a soft side of Law, which was great, but it was just very interesting. I'm not sure I quite understand what all was happening. I think that's a common theme with us right now. We're not really sure why she wasn't losing the weight, and we're not sure how that could happen if she was putting in the work, which we saw she was. So it's very confusing. I was left confused more than anything else.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
I think it's something that she just didn't want to share with the world. It's something behind the scenes. Maybe she was having a few more cheat days, or maybe she was doing a little bit something she shouldn't have been doing, and she was like, "I'm not gonna let the world know. I'm gonna take this with me until off air, or whatever it might be." I felt bad for her a little bit.
Her hair looked great by the end of this episode. I
yeah.
really liked her hair.
Yeah, I mean, she still lost weight, so kudos to
No,
that.
yes.
It's just like what really was it? Because I believe like that, what she went through was traumatic, yes, but I don't know if it should stop you from losing weight like that. I don't think it's something that could just say, "Hey, body, don't do nothing."
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I work with like a trainer who's told me before, hey, if you're not getting enough sleep,
Oh yeah.
then that can result in you not, gaining as much muscle, or like your body will not react as well to the working out and eating right if you don't get enough sleep. And I thought that was interesting because I'm like, well, that shouldn't have anything to do with it. But resting and being mentally, I guess, refreshed and stable does play a factor in. So maybe that is what happened. But in the end of it, I don't want to shade her at all. I think she's amazing. I love that she lost weight. And I am really looking forward to seeing her transformation as it unfolds. Maybe I'd love to see like a season 3. I'd like to see her maybe come back and have her revealed to Chad. And maybe then once they figure out maybe if it's like issues in her body like hormonal or some things that might stop the weight loss, maybe they can figure that out and then she can be have her time on season 3, because I thought she was great. So but we're happy for both of them. It seemed like they both learned something. They both were happy and at the end, and they have a very sweet relationship, which I love, and I really hope that they can have a baby because I know that's something that they both wanted. So definitely.
I'm curious about season 3, speaking of which.
Oh, I know.
I really want to. I really am fingers crossed for. My fingers are crossed for a season 3, and we were talking about maybe a little more that could happen with just a revamp of maybe bringing back season 1 and 2 contestants.
That would be so cool.
Be great.
Definitely. Well, something also to help keep you guys motivated in the meantime, before we get into talking about Rebecca, we have this amazing podcast for you guys, Conversations with Maria Menounos. Podcast edition is hosted by our AfterBuzz TV founder, Maria Menounos, and drops every Friday on iTunes. She talks a lot about health, secrets, and tips on how to be better in all aspects of life. Health and wellness, career, relationships, finances, and more. Let Maria be the big sister that you never had. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free, which is amazing because all the AfterBuzz shows, everything she does, it seems like she's doing it for the people. She releases it for free. It's very easily accessible, so we love that about her. And be sure to rate and comment whenever watching. And please let Maria know that us, the Revenge Body panel, sent you. And make sure you check it out. Definitely.
Yes.
We love our girl Maria.
Love Maria.
Love the girl.
But talking about the next contestant, Rebecca, she originally was 227.4 pounds. I thought she was going to quit the first
I thought so too.
Me too.
10 minutes. What did you guys think of her story?
I mean, I loved her story. I thought it was like sad, but I'm glad she was able to at least get over, push through, because that was very traumatic what happened to her too. Both stories were very heavy tonight.
They were very heavy.
It was very, very heavy. I don't know if it should have been season finale heavy, but it was heavy. But I'm glad Rebecca was able to go through it. She cried it out. She said, listen, this is what happened to me. I suffered through depression. I do all this. But she didn't let that stop her, which is what I really love. She kept pushing forward. So go ahead. Kudos to you, Rebecca.
Yes, go Rebecca. And she got Simone de la Rue, which is amazing. Body by Simone.
I love Simone.
Yes, and it was so cool to get to see the Brentwood location this time, which is the one that we went to for her dance cardio class, which kicked our butts. We left sweating more than I've ever sweat in my life.
Yeah, me too. That class was so intense. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, she has such a little physique, Simone. She doesn't look very intimidating, but her classes can be a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
I'm excited though because I would love to
I want to
take
go with you.
Let's go.
We
it's
are.
so much fun. They do arms and back and core, or they do a full body workout, or the trampoline cardio, which I tried and I thought that was going to be my favorite. That is so challenging.
I believe it.
It really is. And then her dance cardio class, of course, is I feel like she says you can burn up to 600 calories per class, which is insane.
I believe it. Yeah.
I felt all 600 of those screaming as they left my body. It was crazy, but it was so fun. But anyway, so let's get back to Rebecca. She basically has a panic attack and leaves early on the first day. And she wasn't planning on revealing this on the show, but she revealed that a long time ago, the reason why she can't trust people is because whenever she was in college, she lost her virginity by rape, which is so sad and should not even be a thing. It should not be how anyone loses their virginity or have to deal with that situation anyway at all. That's awful, heartbreaking, and we were all kind of sitting there wondering before she had announced that on the show, what is her deal? Like, why is it so hard for her to trust someone? We thought, okay, her boyfriend cheated on her, which is awful, but like, why would that make her not trust Simone? And just seeing, whenever someone is raped, it seems like they are, their spirit, is taken from them, and they have to figure out who they are. And I've heard someone recently say that if that happens to you, you are a different person afterwards, and it's not fair. Like, you shouldn't have to change and be a different person, but something inside you just changes, and you were someone before, and now you're gonna have to figure out who you will be afterwards to try to, to keep going in life. And so I love that it seemed like she really just took life by the horns and was like, okay, I have this issue. She talked to Chloe about it, and she's like, I've been through this traumatic experience, but I'm getting out of this alive, and I'm not going to let this define me as a person. And I love how whenever Chloe came to visit her at Simone's, she was saying, I don't want my ex to be at my reveal anymore. It wasn't about that for her anymore. She was already thinking, this reveal is to myself, to show me that I am a person who can overcome everything that I've been through. And so I thought it was just very beautiful that she was able to reveal to herself, because in the end, she didn't need to prove anyone else wrong. She needed to prove to herself that she was worth it and that she could overcome everything. So I was very proud of her. I loved that storyline. Yeah.
It's really good.
Heartfelt.
Very
Definitely heartfelt, for sure. In the end, she lost 30 pounds, and she's continuing her weight loss journey. And it's so funny, whenever I was at Simone's the other day, I feel like I may have seen her. Like, I didn't know that she was a contestant, but like, I feel like maybe she was there, because I remember seeing like this blonde girl, and I was like, oh, like just whatever in passing. But then I was like, she looked familiar, so maybe I was like working out next to her.
Yeah,
It's kind of funny. But guys, I am so sad that season 2 is over. I'm gonna miss it so much. Please, guys, make sure to keep watching them on demand, and let's petition for a season 3, because we love this show. It obviously brings so much love and hope to a lot of people. But before going, we definitely wanted to vote. Who had the best revengiest body?
The revengiest.
The revengiest body of season 2. And I would like to hear what you guys think.
Yeah, Howard, who is your number one?
My number one is still going to be, I think her name was Shayla, where she didn't realize, it was the one where her dad was like not her dad or something. She did the DNA test. And I thought she lost a lot of weight. And then after that, she lost even more weight, where she went from like a size extra large to a size like medium or something like that.
Wow.
So even on the show, she had went down to a medium. She went down to a size 12. And then after the show, she went to a size 8.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, girl, you better go with her.
That is crazy.
She's like my top favorite.
Oh, I love that.
That's amazing.
And then for me, I want to go with Rocco. He was our fist pumping, Jersey boy looking, awesome guy. He had his dad, who also lost some LBs in this journey as well. So I love how they both kind of relied on each other for a little bit and just kept each other in tune. I think he looks great and is continuing to do so.
Yes, definitely. It was so funny, because I actually was at like a workout class the other day, and I was doing my thing. I was actually at Lacey Stone's class. We were doing the spin cycle kind of class for at Flywheel, and it was dark in there, music was blasting, and I was working out like crazy, and I look over and I'm like, this guy looks so familiar, and he's got these big muscles, and it was Rocco.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was
You say something?
Yeah, and he was, and then during the workout he's like, what's up, man? He gave me like a fist bump, good job and everything. And we both recognized each other, and so we talked to each other afterwards, and he was saying that his dad had lost a lot of weight, and his dad went back home to Rhode Island and was like, he said that his dad was like, son, you made me a celebrity here, like everyone's talking about him, and it just seems like apparently they've inspired a lot of like children and their parents to get memberships together at YMCA in Rhode Island.
I love that.
And so it seems like he's really made a positive impact. And so I think that he's my favorite male contestant. And then I also want to say my other favorite male contestant was Michael Kolb, who was the veteran.
Yes.
He had one of the most drastic transformations as well. But I did love Shayla. I think she was incredible. And I love that. So that is our revengiest selections, and we will be
Revenges.
tweeting them tonight, letting them know that they won that. But in the end, thank you guys so much for watching. Also, make sure to check out our Lacey Stone interview at Flywheel. The link will be in the description below.
Yes.
In the meantime, where can everyone find you on social media?
Yes, thank y'all so much for tuning in. This might be the finale of Revenge Body, but it's really not the end for Kardashians Weekly, so keep tuning in. Next week we'll be here 8 p.m. Pacific time, and I'm Rachel Robillard. Y'all can find me on all social media at Rach_Robillard.
And I'm Howard III. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook at Howard III. And of course, my website, howardthird.com.
And you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones. Thank you so much for watching. Here's to hoping for season 3.
See y'all.
Yay, bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.